Alrighty, I've found the minimal effort quest that I can do while talking and still is necessary. I'm geared up. I am set gear wise, I think, maybe. What I don't have is enough spirit decos. I need to kill more Brachydios, so I'm going to do that. I would like to hit. After looking, I did some research. I did my due diligence, and I've realized I'm gonna have to respect G rank. Oh shit! I didn't bring cool drink. That's what I forgot. Wait, no, I have the new set. I do have cool drink. Go me. I'm going to have to respect G rank, and what does that mean? It means having agitator. Having agitator is basically all that means, because agitator is busted. Like, granted, like monsters aren't enraged all the time, but for being one skill, like, because if you have 15 skill points in attack up, that gets you like, here, I can look at the little, I've got a little graph thingy. So like you can see that you've got the attack up small is the armor skill, and if you've got 15 points, which puts you at the medium level, you're 10 points behind Challenger 2, and you're not getting, I believe you also get with Challenger 2, you also get crit. Okay, I forgot to add Monster Hunter, so I put Challenger 2 in Google, and I got pictures of tanks. Let me know if you're... Actually, here, I could run that by my tank buddy. How useful was the Challenger 2 tank? See if he gets back to me. It just says greatly increases affinity. I don't know what that means, but you're getting attack and affinity for the price of 15 skill points. That is crazy. That is absurd. I tallied it up. I think, if I'm not mistaken, you know what? I'll tally it up one more time. 14 quests left before Gogmazius. I successfully took down Steve in one try. I was proud about that. I was going to do the video on Steve, or I was going to, record the video during the Steve fight if it hadn't taken one try, but it did. I went in prepared. I went in with, I finally bothered to make nutrients. I'm sure someone was screaming in the back of their head like, dude, come the fuck on. I did it, and that helped a lot. With that, it was pretty simple to take down Steve. Well, not actually. I think IG specifically for Seregios was nice, because he kept doing a lot of the... it felt like a dogfight, because he would do his sweep move, I would jump up and punch him, and then he would do some other sweep move, and it'd just be like, look, man, I could sit here jumping up all day. You might have noticed I'm wearing the... Tiger Zamtrios? Tiger Stripe? It might be Tiger Stripe, I don't know. I'm wearing that armor. If you're wondering why, it's because it's really easy to end by subquest in that mission. And when you end by subquest, it gave like 4 parts, so I was just like, well, maybe I'll just do this. I mean, seems good to me. I'm not gonna complain. I had a comment I wanted to respond to. I wrote a little response to it. This was back for the me railing on Mr. Beast and YouTube sort of episode. All right, so let me back up. So my original stance was just that I don't like people getting mad at Mr. Beast for the way he treats YouTube, and instead they should be getting mad at YouTube for being a platform where the quality is not really what we're seeking, and it's the money and the views. And fair enough, there was a response to that, a criticism, and I think it's pretty valid, so I wanted to respond. So the comment was, Mr. Beast did a lot of fucked up stuff, like separate from the money hungry, like the comment mentions allowing sex criminals to participate in like children's entertainment, which probably, I don't know if that's true, I'd assume so. And I'm going to treat it as true for the sake of the argument. And they say that if you're given a button that when pressed, you tase someone but gives you $1,000 and you press it, both you and the person that gave you the button are at fault. And I agree. You're both at fault. You're both doing something wrong, and it's wrong not to criticize the person pushing the button. They still need to be held accountable. So what I said in response to criticizing the individual is, of course, I think they should be criticized. But I don't think that we're ever going to change Mr. Beast to stop being Mr. Beast because he was criticized. Like, we've hit that sort of stardom inflection point where you can't reason with the people anymore. And so all you could really do with criticism is either push for their actions to be bad enough to where you just, cancel them, or you use that example of them doing what they did as a reason for the platform to take action and add a regulation of some sort. And I think that, criticizing the person definitely has benefits. Like, you should do that. You shouldn't not criticize the person, especially when they're deserving. But will it change the systems in general? I don't know. I don't think so. I think if we're criticizing Mr. Beast, is that going to stop someone from taking his place? Is it even reasonable to try and stop someone from taking his place? I don't know. I would like to try. And so if we criticize the person, we're never going to change the incentives. The only way we change the incentives is using the criticism of the person to affect the platform itself, which, in a sense, is just criticizing the platform with a direct example, What the fuck? That connected? That's wild. That was a huge boom. I just don't see the way that we could set a precedent by critiquing Mr. Beast himself. Additionally, plenty of people are going to join the rat race in critiquing a big figure if they fuck up. Plenty of people are already criticizing people, but the amount of people able to take that circumstance, that example, and turn it into a bigger message is inherently smaller, because it's harder. It's harder to make something a fucking Aesop fable, So I did not want to give the impression of not caring about criticizing Mr. Beast or leaving this as an example to let people who abuse systems of power get away scot-free. I don't think that's wrong, but I just think that, if no matter how many we knock down, 50 more are going to crop up in our place. And I would say a rebuttal to that argument is, well, if we criticize a person and they're ousted and not allowed to continue doing what they're doing, then people are not going to do what they were doing in the future. They're going to realize, people have wised up to this. They're going to not allow such scummy business practices because they realize that people will not buy it. And I don't think that's right. I think that the incentive there is not to become a better company. It is to become become better at hiding your malpractice. If we critique that person, it's all it teaches people is how to hide the fact that they're being scummy, rather than teach people not to be scummy. Because there's no incentive for someone to be a good person if they're seeking profits. It's just not. It's not incentivized. I actually have to write an essay on this, not for my final. I, for some reason, thought that joining an ethics competition would be a fun use of my free time, and so I did that. I don't know if it will be. I'm fully debating it, but I don't know. We'll see. I'm glad I saved this because I feel like I gotta cultivate an audience, I think is the term that's usually used. I don't want to encourage people to be thoughtless. If someone's gonna take the time out of their day to write me a mini paragraph, then I'm gonna respect that and respond to it and appreciate that. Like that's the kindest thing you could do for me is, dude, some of those, when I made the fucking really popular videos, some of those comments were crazy. Oh, that was a while ago. Can I scroll down that far? I can't find it, but I find it really interesting that my take on something can force or provoke thought. If that, but like me talking about a subject got someone else to think about that subject and actively use their brain to come up with an opinion and not just like plug it into ChatGPT, or like even if they didn't actively use their brain and they had that opinion for a long time, I got them to express that opinion, and there may very well, for like a game like this and a niche subject, like speedrunning and how it's done, or like what the worst weapon is, people really got mad at me for saying hammer was the worst weapon, which, like, fair. I think, like, to play, I had a lot of fun with hammer, but it was just that the damage was so abysmal was all I was getting at. And they've probably fixed that. I haven't really played too much after the title updates, because instead of speedrunning wilds, I've been grinding rise anomaly levels. I feel so bad for Juzzy, because I said I would do speedruns of Rise, and then I've slowly realized how long Anomaly 300 is taking. It is a nightmare. Like, actually, I mean, I'm making progress. It's just a nightmare. See, that's something I should probably do a stream for, because then I wouldn't feel obligated to be entertaining. I could just get people to join the hunt, and then I don't need to worry about it. Or even if people don't want to join in, they could at least tell me which fucking quests give anomaly levels, you know? So hard to hit specific parts. I'm not great at it yet. I've gotten better, but this Brachydios is so small that it's tough. The larger ones, it's easier. But yeah, appreciate the rebuttal. That is what I want more than anything, is for someone to tell me I'm stupid and wrong. Because that means that I either get to dunk on someone, or I get to learn something. It's a win-win. If someone says, you're right, I agree, like, what the fuck? I didn't get anything. I got a little bit of validation, but, like, I'm not becoming a better person by someone agreeing with me, you know? Does it? I mean, like, obviously it's nice. I'm not saying it's bad. Feel free to glaze me. One thing I'd like to work on is being able to be someone who can deconstruct their own ideas, because, you know, you always hear about how that's how the brilliant geniuses are made, but, like, that's hard. I like liking my ideas. Let me have a bit of ego. It's not fair. I'm actually, like, this is embarrassing. I don't want to upload this. This is so embarrassing. I'm using G rank gear in this high rank quest, and we're at what, 28 minutes in. I cannot talk and do these fights. They're just it's gotten too high up there in difficulty. Why is there an iodrome? I don't care, bro. Get out of here. I also wanted to not just thank the good comment. That was a good comment. I'm going to say that a billion times because thinking is hard. But I also got to thank the natural skepticism of everyone, because I don't think there was a single person saying you can do this. And so I actually because of how pessimistic people were, like, okay, fine. I'll do some preparations for G-Rank specifically. Like, fine. I'll get nutrients, I'll get demon drug, I'll do it, fine, I'll handle it. And, like, there's no fucking shot I would, like, if I hadn't have already started getting materials for that stuff, it would have been so Jover. Like, I think I've got like 20 demon drugs, and that should be plenty. I don't think I'll need the mega demon drugs. I have two mega demon drugs. I'm going to save those for a very, very rainy day. I had also hoped for, I guess, tomorrow to be the day I fight Gugmazios in this game, but I think it's going to have to be Monday, just because of having 14 quests left. Like, it's not impossible I do it all tomorrow. It's just very improbable, probably. All right, he's limping. Cool. Thank fuck. So maybe the final day will be like, here's the fight in Wilds, here's the fight in For You, A plot, B plot sort of thing. So yeah, I'll do my best to be thought-provoking, I guess, and hopefully I'll get more comments like that. That's the idea. Sorry, the bowling pin I threw in the air. So the Challenger 2 tank is solid. It has a couple trumped up stories about it, and it's a bit overweight, but overall, not a bad tank. Most important thing you learned today, Challenger 2, not a bad tank.